The Ballon d'Or night that promised the glitter of football's elite instead exposed how narratives, emotion and influence collide when individual seasons are condensed into a single award. Lamine Yamal arrived among the nominees as one of the sport's most electrifying young talents. 18 years old, already a match-defining presence for Barcelona, and the rare player to secure the Copa Trophy in consecutive years, and he left with second place while the trophy was lifted by Ousmane Dembélé. The reaction was immediate and intense, not only among supporters in the stands but in the raw response from his father, Mounir Nasraoui, who described the outcome as a moral injury and said, in words that echoed through social feeds, that something very strange had happened. Those words landed hard because they tapped into a broader unease about how football decides greatness, through votes, memory and the narratives that gain traction in media cycles more than through an objective tally on the pitch. There is no denying the facts of Yamal's season, his influence on games, his technical audacity and his capacity to change matches were the reasons he became a household name and earned consecutive Copa awards. But awards are not handed out at the final whistle. They are determined by people with perspectives shaped by club loyalties, high-profile moments, and differing ideas of what constitutes a career-defining year. To some observers, the decision will look defensible, grounded in context and in moments that mattered across the calendar. To others, it will feel like a disconnection between what they saw week after week and the headline the ceremony produced. What unfolds next is pivotal. Yamal's second-place finish is not a verdict on his potential, but a milestone that places him squarely in football history at a very young age, and history shows that early disappointments often catalyze a deeper hunger rather than signal an end. For Barcelona, the priority must be to shield and sharpen a talent whose value extends far beyond trophies on a mantelpiece. His development will depend on intelligent game time, coaching that refines rather than restricts his instincts, and a club environment that balances expectation with patience. For Yamal himself, the choice is internal and professional, to let the night become a narrative of grievance or to convert it into a source of motivation that tightens focus and appetite for excellence on the pitch. At the same time, this episode invites a healthy conversation about transparency and fairness in football's awards culture, a debate that asks voters, journalists and governing bodies to consider how they weigh the season, how they measure influence and whether there should be clearer criteria for accolades that shape careers. Fans will debate the decision endlessly because sport is also about meaning, and meaning is often decided in forums far from the stadium, in punditry rooms, on social timelines, and in the private reassurances of family and teammates. In the short term, the headlines will scream and the social feeds will roar, but the long-term ledger rewards consistency, adaptation and resilience. Those are the qualities that convert a promising season into an enduring legacy. Lamine Yamal's second-place finish will be referenced in future seasons as a moment that tested him, and whether it becomes a footnote or a formative chapter depends on the quiet work he does when the lights go out and the pitch is empty. Ultimately, awards illuminate a particular story for a night, but they do not fully capture a player's capacity to shape the game over years, and the real measure of this episode will be how Yamal responds with his football, not with headlines.